that's a good part. Most of it.
Okay, so we're in a really dramatic time of the year right now. The Golden Globe and SAG nominations and Broadcast Film Critics Association award nominations have come out, plus the Critics Awards. So we have an idea of what the race is going to be, what's going to happen, but now's the time for every Oscar blogger, every Oscar prognosticator to really get behind, make some bold predictions, because we might have one of those steamroller years, which I'm hoping and praying that we don't. So Best Picture, at this point, I think The Artist, I can't see anything else taking away from it. It has everything it's a feel-good, frothy film that also has some weight to it and is totally up Oscars in their line at the supermarket, because, I mean, it's sort of like when Slumdog Millionaire, this thing that doesn't have all these big name stars comes when people hear the word and all the buzz, and I just can't see anything else beating it. The Descendants, I think that there are detractors. Moneyball, Tree of Life, I think The Artist, it makes you feel something, and that's really like the King's Speech last year, sadly. So I think that that's what's going to happen. Best Director, I think that Michel Hazanavicius will win for The Artist, but I think that I'm really praying, what I most want for that is Nicholas Winding Refn to get a nomination for Drive, because that was a director's film, and I'm so shocked that more people don't like that movie. I think it's because it's very romantic, and I think that it's not this, it really is about romance. That's that film essentially. It's about the very incipient feelings at the beginning of a romance, or at least that's what I took from it. And I think that ultimately that people wanted a more violent movie, even though it is known as being violent. I think that Drive ultimately, it's about romance, and it's very old-fashioned almost. It's sort of the medieval knight doing what he can to save the princess, and that might turn people off, but that's sort of hyper-traditional girl saves the guy. I can't help but getting a little nostalgic watching that. I thought it was really lovely. Best Actor, I think Jean Dujardin will win. However, I think that Clooney could steamroll as well. I really am hoping that Jean Dujardin wins, but some are saying Brad Pitt could get in there, but I don't think so. I think Brad Pitt would really need to play Aileen Wuornos in Monster or Harvey Milk in Milk to really to finally win an Oscar, because I think that he still is the pretty boy stigma. Best Actress, I'm praying that Viola Davis can win, because I think that ultimately she's the only one that really, really elevated her film, and it's not the movie. She succeeds on her own terms artistically, whereas My Week with Marilyn and The Iron Lady, everything from the costuming, from the trailers, it's all about the hype of their performances, and I'm sort of sick of that. Rounding out Best Actress is pretty exciting, because I don't think Tilda Swinton or Glenn Close are shoo-ins, because their movies no one really is seeing, and I mean, I think Glenn is particularly vulnerable, because Albert Nobbs, I don't know who that movie is supposed to be for, and it's sort of like Albert what? So I think that ultimately Girl with the Dragon Tattoos, Rooney Mara could get in, or Charlize, although I don't think Charlize. I think that Charlize ultimately I think that it's way too light. That movie I just can't see it. And that character you absolutely hate that character, and I don't think that for female leading actress where they like these cuddly sweet women, I don't think that she'll get in there. Best Supporting Actor, Albert Brooks versus Christopher Plummer, totally, and I'm totally on Team Plummer. The other nominees, it's a little bizarre. What was SAG nominating Armie Hammer and Jonah Hill? It's sort of like they're grasping at straws. So look for surprises there, but it's a pretty weak field. And then Best Supporting Actress is the race I'm most excited for, because I don't see a clear winner. I think Berenice Bejo could get in. I think that I could easily see her winning the BAFTA just before and then creating last minute buzz. I don't think Octavia Spencer in Best Supporting Actress will win. I can't. That performance isn't, it's sort of like the Margaret Avery in The Color Purple. It's just the one that you forget about, and the role just does a little too broad generalizing and stereotyping, if I'm being honest. And I didn't get the one flash of danger that character has when the car is pulling up. That was the only really dramatic moment she had in it, and it was just sort of boring support. not feisty, good support. And then Jessica Chastain, I mean, it's such a theatrical performance. It really reminds me of when Meryl came out. It's just very striking, the physical and vocal accent she does for that really broad stereotype. The fact that she lifts it from, you know, really broad stock character outlinings is pretty impressive. So I think she could win. I'm just really, all my eggs are for Melissa McCarthy and Bridesmaids. Every person I talk to, even the smartest, most highfalutin people, sort of are completely gobsmacked when I say that I want Melissa McCarthy to win, and I do, so it kind of annoys me, this huge comedy bias, but I think that that is really an instance where it is written so broadly, and that film is so inconsistently written. Bridesmaids, Kristen Wiig and Annie Murmelos. And their script, and I think she is the one that comes across the least scathed by the script's inconsistency, and she makes a really lovable character, not just a one-note thing. And I mean, her line readings are absolutely aces. So I'm really hoping that she'll win, and she could. It's just like Marissa Tomei in 1992. If there's 5 performances, 4 of them extremely dramatic, especially by dames playing, you know, wailing women, and then there's one really broad performance, comic performance, I think that she can win, especially because the Academy is getting younger and younger. I mean, Jada Pinkett Smith is an Academy member, so enough said. And then the screenplay categories, it's all about the artist. I think that will absolutely win. And what I'm most excited for is the Best Cinematography, which is one of my pet categories. I love Best Cinematography, even though Inception won last year, which is sort of hideous looking. Best Cinematography, I'm really hoping Tree of Life gets in because it's absolutely beautiful, as well as Jane Eyre. And Martha Marcy May Marlene on a shoestring budget looks absolutely gorgeous and doesn't just look like a Hallmark commercial, but really there's some beautiful bruised green colors that I love for that movie. So one of my favorite movies this year is Martha Marcy May Marlene. I'm really hoping it gets notices for screenplay and acting. John Hawkes is absolutely wonderful, and Elizabeth Olsen. And then what else? So we have what to look forward to. We have the Golden Globe Awards coming out, which will help us out. Then the BAFTA nominations, and then the Academy Award nominations, which I will be up drinking my coffee at the crack of sunset. Most excited. Hopefully there'll be some good surprises. Thank you. Bye.